Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And before we start, you already know the drill. Subscribe and share because today's story comes wrapped in mystery and in one sentence that set everything on fire. On New Year's Eve, while we were all watching lights, laughter, and toasts, Demet'S welcomed the arrival of 2026 with her sister and her closest circle. On social media, she shared cheerful photos, dancing, smiles, intimate moments with friends. Everything felt normal until one image appeared and shifted the entire tone of the conversation. One single photo, and suddenly, 1,000 questions. In that Instagram story, Demet is posing very closely with a person many people did not recognize. And what seals the mystery is not the pose itself, but the caption, "Thank God," accompanied by a heart and the symbol of the evil eye. That's when the storm began. New love? Did she open her heart again? Who is that person? Social media split in two. Some said, it's just friendship, period. Others read the image as the first sign of a relationship. And the most interesting part is that Demet didn't let the silence grow for long because she responded, but in her own way, in a new message, with the elegant and direct tone that defines her. She reminded everyone of a phrase she had already shared weeks earlier, that 2026 would be a year full of surprises for her. For some, it was a refined response meant to shut down the noise. For others, it was the exact opposite, a strategy to deepen the intrigue. Because she said neither yes nor no. She emphasized just one word, surprises. And this is where things get even more interesting. In the entertainment world, rumors started circulating that Demet might be preparing major changes, not only in her personal life, but also professionally. A different year, new decisions, a new way of living, a new rhythm. After that message, the audience exploded with comments. Some said, if she's happy, we're happy. Others warned, it's still unclear, don't jump to conclusions. But everyone agreed on one thing. Demet always manages to get people talking with very little. One photo, one sentence. And that's enough. There's also a detail that keeps coming up in whispers from her inner circle. In recent months, she has reportedly become more reserved, quieter, more selective about who she lets into her life. She prefers spending time with her people, away from noise and out of the spotlight. And here's an important point. According to rumors, the person in the photo would be someone she has known for a long time, someone she trusts, and who avoids public attention. For many, that explains why the phrase, "thank God," feels so emotionally charged. The photo went viral within minutes, thousands of comments, and the two symbols, the heart and the evil eye, were interpreted as signs of protection and a special bond. Some fans celebrated, Demet deserves happiness. Others urged caution. It's too early. It could just be a moment. But the word surprises opens another door. What if this isn't only about love? There are also rumors that Demet is negotiating new projects, possibly even signing something major. An ambitious series or a project for a digital platform in the 2026 season. And some see clues in her recent transformation. A simpler but stronger style. An image that conveys freedom, clarity, and a firmer stance both in her private life and her career. There's something else I find essential here. Instead of playing the scandal game the media loves so much, Demet chose a different path. She doesn't shout, she doesn't fight, she doesn't over-explain. She leaves a hint, measures the silence, and controls the narrative. And that too is power. So what was that photo? A romance, a new beginning, or a misunderstood moment? There are no definitive answers yet, but one thing is certain. Demet'S started the year with a calm smile and a carefully chosen message. She seems happy, strong, and ready to change things without asking permission. So, as she herself warned, get ready for surprises. Because if this was only the first move, what comes next could spark a lot of conversation. Lately, every time I read comments about Can Yaman and Demet'S, I'm left with an uncomfortable feeling. We're not just talking about a couple or a rumor, but about how the public tries to fill a void with a story that may never have existed the way many imagined it. Some people talk about a new love as if the calendar demanded the launch of fresh emotions, while others reply sarcastically, "Do they change every year?" I see it this way. When a public figure clarifies nothing, silence becomes a factory of narratives. And in that noise, Can ends up as the perfect target. What strikes me most is a recurring contradiction. On one hand, Can is portrayed as the ultimate seducer, the stereotypical womanizer jumping from one relationship to another. On the other, he's expected to be almost a moral symbol, flawless, coherent, transparent, correct in every way. And when he fails to match that image, judgment falls like a hammer. I won't buy into insults or easy labels, calling him an alcoholic or a drug addict or any verdict without proof, because that's not criticism, it's destruction. But I do believe that Can, through the way he handles fame, has fueled a problem. The sense that he plays with the narrative, appears and disappears, lets the public dream, and then watches from afar as that illusion collapses. And that's where Demet comes in. Because for many people, she represents the opposite. Calm, dignity, the image of a solid woman. In the comments, you can feel the instinct to protect her, as if she were the noble side and he the chaos. I understand that reaction, but I think it oversimplifies things. Demet can be admirable without automatically turning Can into a villain. The reality is that Can projects a more explosive energy, impulsive, contradictory, harder to fit into a single version. And when a famous man is like that, the audience often reads it as manipulation or emotional coldness. Sometimes it might be. Other times, it's simply someone who doesn't know how to build healthy boundaries around his own image. The most revealing phrase for me is this one: "We were deceived by a couple that existed only in dreams." That sentence says everything. The audience doesn't follow Can only for his work, but for the romantic storyline built around him. And when that story collapses, it's not just a rumor that falls, it's an emotional investment. That's where the disappointment and the "I don't care about his life anymore" come from. In the end, Can isn't punished for having or not having a relationship. He's punished for breaking a story others wrote in his name, and that he, in one way or another, allowed to grow. My opinion, stated clearly, is this: Can Yaman is trapped between two masks. One is the untouchable actor, the other the free man who doesn't want to explain himself. The problem is that fame doesn't allow you to be just free when your silence generates business, clicks, and fantasies. If he wants out of this cycle, he has to do something many celebrities don't dare to do: cut through the ambiguity, not by confirming relationships, but by setting real boundaries. Because as long as that fog remains, every new love will be just another chapter of the same soap opera. And Demet will keep being used as a moral mirror to judge him. And in the end, for me, the saddest part isn't whether they're together or not. The saddest part is watching how Can, by not protecting his own narrative, has allowed his image to shrink into the sentimental, the controversial, the womanizer, instead of standing on what should matter most: his career, his discipline, his art. If he doesn't take control again with clarity and maturity, there will always be someone ready to write the next story for him. And in that scenario, nobody wins. Not Demet, not Can, not the audience that claims to want the truth, but is really just looking for a story to soothe its emotional hunger.